I'd like to introduce you to Renee Snyder, certified legal nurse consultant. And Renee, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
I would love to start with what really motivated you to become a certified legal nurse consultant?
Well, I was a director of a hospice house. It was a 24-bed unit. I was the only director in the building. I worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I kept saying, gosh, I really could really use some help, and the help never came. And I just thought, oh, I can't do this anymore. I was working late at night. I was missing my grandchildren. I couldn't see my husband. I was tired. I knew it was time. I felt very defeated and just beaten down. So I knew I had to do something.
Okay, so why legal nurse consulting?
Well, actually, it was an interesting way I got to this place. I had a call. I was looking for a job, and I got a call from a law firm that asked me if I was interested in working for them. And I thought to myself, well, what can I do for a law firm? So I said, well, I'd be interested in coming in and talking to them. I came in and talked to them, and they talked to me about being their legal nurse consultant and talking to clients and working with the attorneys. And I thought I didn't know there was such a thing. And I said, well, sure, I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to do something new. And why not just jump into that?
How did you overcome your fears of starting this new nursing career?
Well, and there was a lot of fears. There was a lot of self-doubt. I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't know what was involved. I didn't have any idea what it was all about. So I started doing some research to find out what legal nurse consultants do, and that's when I found your program.
Well, I know that you ultimately came through the program and became certified. Did that help you with your job at the law firm?
Oh my gosh, it helped immensely. I think it helped me know what it was what my responsibilities were. I had no idea about finding experts and how to do it. I had no idea about report writing and all the things that were involved in that, and research. And it was just so enlightening. Gave me an idea of what my role was, how I could help attorneys, um, how I could be a very important part of the team.
Fantastic. And tell us a little bit about your role inside the law firm. I know it's a plaintiff law firm.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about your role.
Well, it's interesting because it's a lot, and my role is, it starts with, I take all the calls. I take all the calls from people calling in that, that think that they might have a case. And so I spend a lot of time talking to them and finding out what happened, what their perception of it was. And then if we decide that, I consult with the attorney and we decide whether or not that it's something they want to do, or they think they can help. And then I review the medical records. I tell them what records I want. I even follow through and meet with the client. We get, all the authorizations or the records. I read the records. I help the attorneys with deposition and questions, and I go. I listen at the deposition so that if there's any issues brought up that the attorney doesn't know or understand, I'm there to take a break and tell them what they're talking about, all the way through to when in the case is completed and I get to that final discussion with the family, knowing that you've helped somebody, and they feel very validated and listened to. Sometimes, these families feel like they don't even know what happened. So it's very rewarding, I think.
You interact with the potential plaintiffs and the actual plaintiffs. And so in some ways, a lot of which you've applied in nursing, you can apply with these potential clients and plaintiff clients, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm sure they find it easier to talk to a nurse than to an attorney.
Matter of fact, that everybody that we have had in the office has said that I'm the key. You know, I think they're afraid sometimes to speak to the attorney, and especially if when you're speaking about medical issues, they feel very comfortable talking to a nurse.
Sure. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Renee, what personal traits would you say have contributed to your success at the law firm?
Well, I'm going to have to say there's a few. A good sense of humor is a start. But I think tenacity, because when you're a legal nurse consultant, you've got to really dig in and find out what happened and work your way through it. I think my critical thinking helps, and multitasking, because you're not always working on the same case all the time. You have to flip from case to case, because in the law firm that I work in, there's 5 attorneys. So each of them have their own caseload. So I have to switch between attorneys and be able to switch gears very quickly and meet the needs of each one.
So a lot of agility, and actually it can probably be more fun and more rewarding to work with a variety of cases and more attorneys.
Oh, I think it's great, because, you know, I have one attorney that he wants to know every detail. He wants to know what happened, how it happened. And then I have another attorney that when you're looking at a case for him, he'll call you in and he'll say, in 10 words or less, tell me what happened. So that can be challenging.
Lawyers come in all shapes and sizes.
They do.
And it's great to be agile and be able to respond to each shape and each size. Every day you have to show up to this law firm, and I'm sure you have to show up with intention. So do you set some intention for your day and make decisions about how you want this day to play out, so that you are going to be able to really continue to excel in your role as a certified legal nurse consultant?
Yes, I do. And one of the things that I really like about that is when I make my day, and I know I need to make the most of my day, being in this role gives me the opportunity to say, you know what, today I really would like a quiet atmosphere. I want to work from home. It gives me the opportunity to say, you know, I really want to work in the evening instead of come in at 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's a lot of autonomy, I should say, is what I like about it.
Fantastic. I remember when you and I were talking, and you mentioned that you definitely are earning more income, and we can talk about that. But the thing that kind of struck me was that you said it's not just about the salary, it's about the total package. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you know, of course, the income it came with the job, and I've been very fortunate. I've been very successful in what I'm doing, and the income continues to increase. I would have to say the income started probably about a 20% increase than what I was making in my other jobs. And but the other things are, you know, you have I have a 401k, there's bonuses. The big thing to me is being part of the team and being valued, and it's the time, the autonomy, it's the whole package of working here. I think I would still do it and do this job if the money wasn't, you know, if there wasn't the big increase that I had.
Yeah.
It's just such a wonderful profession, I should say.
But what I love about legal nurse consulting is I think it is a profession that recognizes the expertise of registered nurses, and you do get paid accordingly. And so, you know, it's great to say, hey, I would do this for less, but why should you? Because
That's
how many
right.
years of experience do you bring to the table here? How many years, Renee?
It's a lot. It's a lot. You know, nursing has been my life's career, and this by far is one of the best. And I worked 20 years at a hospital. I worked 20 years at hospice, but this is by far my love. I mean, I can just say it. This is, I never dreamed I would be in this position ever.
Okay, so if there's a registered nurse out there listening Are they going to think they have to have 40 years in nursing in order to do this?
You know, they don't. And that's what uh, was one of my fears, that I wouldn't know enough, or I didn't have enough experience, because, you know, you have to realize that everybody's different and every case is different. And it might not be in my expertise that I knew for 20 years, you know, and it might not be in their expertise, but there's outreach. There's other legal nurse consultants that will help you. You can reach out to them and get some advice. You know, there is, and your program helped me mainly by teaching me how to get in and research what I need to look for, how I need to look for it, how to get my experts, how to, you know, do the job,
Right.
and how to write the reports.
Yes. Bring those cases, right?
Yes, what to look for. I think that was the big thing, was how you told me, or how, when you were doing your um, part of the seminar, is how to look in that chart and find those things that are missing, find those things that are important, and they have served me well. And I will say this, um, we have gotten a lot of referrals here at the office because they have a nurse. Not every attorney in our area employs a nurse. And so they have gotten a lot of referrals because I can review the records and let them know whether or not, you know, they have a case or not. So it's been very interesting.
Yeah. So I know that you had like a special lunch after 5 years at the law firm. Tell
I
us about
did. I was, well, I was sitting in my office, it was right before Thanksgiving, and I was sitting in my office, and the senior partner called and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm having lunch." You know, we had a luncheon, and I was sitting in my office, and he said, "Come down here, come to my office." And I thought, "Oh boy, something's up." You know, I didn't. Of course, you don't know what when you're summoned. So when I walked down to the office, when I walked in, all the attorneys were in the office, and you know, your heart starts racing. And I said, "Okay, am I getting fired?" and he said, "Oh no, you're getting a raise. Sit down."
I love it.
So, you know, and it was so lovely because they told me how much they valued what I did and what I provided here at the office, and they told me they were giving me a raise, and um, he told me I was going to have to at least be here 10 more years, and I said, "I'm an old girl, that's not going to happen." But you know, it was nice to be appreciated, and you know, in this time in the pandemic, and you know, for me to feel valued in this profession, and doing what I'm doing, it just means the world to me.
And the fact that they all showed up to say thank you and to
Yes,
congratulate you. Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
One
I mean,
attorney could have said thanks and you're going to get a raise.
yes, that's exactly right. But it was a room full, and I was very tearful. And you know, Vicki, when I got back up to my office, I emailed you that day, because was so emotional and so grateful for the opportunity to be a legal nurse consultant and to be in this profession and to feel valued after all the years of service to people.
Yes.
You know, because when you give and you give and you give, and you never get back when you're in a hospital or a setting like that, because you know, it's a big organization. And but to know that you're valued, and it was Thanksgiving, and I just wanted to thank you, because I don't think I would be where I am if I hadn't found your program, and came and listened, and got my certification, and so I was very grateful, and I wanted you to know right then.
Thank you, Renee. And thank you for representing your CLNC peers.
Oh, well,
That's
thank you.
professional. And we really appreciate you and feel honored to have you as part of our membership. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate everything you've done. Thank you.